Let's talk about Gordon Rose. He was a member of the Texas 36th Infantry Division, and as a younger man, when I started trying to find out more about my dad's involvement in the war, Gordon was very active in the division association, and I spent a little bit of time with him. He was a character. He was a good man. As I recall, he had something to do with publishing or writing newspapers or something like that. In any event, Gordon Rose had a lovely wife named Angie, I can recall. I'm sure they're all dead by now. But Gordon was somewhere in Italy, and I remember him telling me that he was on the front line and his sergeant was next to him, and a mortar went off next to the sergeant, and it eviscerated him. He said it just blew the sergeant's guts all over him, and it knocked him out. It hurt his shoulder. And all his guys in the attack went past him, thinking that he and the sergeant were both dead. He looked dead because he had so much goop from the sergeant on him. And he was recovered off the battlefield, and he recovered in the hospital and was later discharged. Had a big chunk of his left arm blown off from that mortar. I recall him talking about Salerno. I want to say he was in K Company of the 143rd Infantry Regiment, and they were a company that were sent up to Alta Villa, which was the commanding heights, the village on Hill 424, which basically dominated the Salerno battlefield. And when they were up there, the Germans surrounded the village and cut them off, and they had to break out. I remember Gordon talking about, well, they were in a room, they were in a building, and apparently a German set up a machine gun, an MG-34, in a building across the way, and he could see in the window. And they noticed the German over there, and I forget the gentleman's name, but he was a neighbor of mine in Dallas. He told me that he raised up, and when he pushed up, the German cut loose with the machine gun, and so it didn't hit his body because he had just pushed off the ground, but it hit him in the leg, right just beneath the hip. He took 32 rounds of 8mm from an MG-34, and it basically, it should have killed him, but he was incapacitated. And I remember they had to retreat. Gordon and his buddies had to retreat, and they left him there. And Gordon said when they were sneaking out of the town, they snuck out, and he said that a German sentry caught him. And Gordon said, I think I ended his military career. Gordon said that he butt-stroked the German sentry in the face with his M1 rifle. He said, I'm sure I broke his jaw if it didn't kill him. He said, I hit him as hard as I could, and that guy didn't make a noise other than the grunting to go down. But they got out of there, the 143rd, a lot of them got captured, but they got out of there at Alta Villa. So I talked to the gentleman, I can't remember his name, that got hit by that machine gun. And he talked about the Germans came in and they captured him and they put him in a hospital, and the German doctor saved his life. And he said when the Germans had decided to retreat, they had him on top of the mountain and they were overlooking, they could see all the Americans on the landing beach with more coming all the time. And the Germans were going to retreat, and the German doctor asked him, do you want me to put you out of your misery and just shoot you now, give you the coup de grace? And he said, no, I thank you, that's very kind of you, but I'd like to live if y'all just leave me here. I'm sure my friends will be here to get me in a little bit. And the Germans just left him. They left him on a stretcher on the side of the mountain. And he said after a little while, after the Germans left, the 36th Division came up the hill and they saved him. He lived about 3 or 4 streets south of me in Dallas as a kid. And I remember he flew the American flag every day. He hobbled real bad. He was tore up in his hip, in his leg. He said he got 32 rounds. Well, that machine gun shoots 900 rounds a minute, so that's just one quick pull on the trigger. Gordon Rose, 36th Infantry Division, Alta Villa. Guten Abend.